Coronavirus officially hitting the U.S.
This is certainly not a moment for panic.
Way to the United States with a confirmed case.
There's currently no vaccine outbreak for the United States to require a shelter-protected assault at night from the coronavirus.
What the fuck are we gonna do about Halloween now?
I don't know. Wear masks or something.
That's fucking festive.
Hey guys, it's Cassandra Color and welcome back to my channel. So today obviously I'm doing something a little bit different. I haven't ever made a huge piece to incorporate into what I've done with my Halloween tutorials ever, but I actually had a lot of fun doing this, and I had so much fun doing it that I might actually do more of it in the future, like making some sort of piece like a headpiece or something like that with like just some simple makeup along with it. Like, I had so much fun with this one, and I am so proud of this. It is just like, it's so pretty on camera, but it is even prettier in person. Like, I have a little stand I'm gonna put this in and put it on top of my entertainment center. Like, I love this. Not to toot my own horn too much, but like, I did such an awesome job on this, and I love this so much, and I am so proud of this tutorial. And really, this kind of started on like a sad note conversation about people having to wear masks this year. I was thinking about it and I'm like, you know, this year 2020, COVID-19 pandemic is a thing. Nobody even knows if we're going to be able to trick or treat or even dress up. Of course, there's not going to be Halloween parties. I'm almost positive there's not going to be a vaccine by the time that Halloween is here. So our reality is going to be either us wearing masks and somehow doing trick-or-treating, or not trick-or-treating at all, not having Halloween parties. This will be the first year ever that my favorite holiday will be different because of COVID-19. However, making some sort of mask was something that I knew I was going to do this year. I just didn't know it was going to be this intricate, but I'm really proud of it. So I'm going to explain how I made this mask, but to be honest with you, there was a lot of trial and error back and forth, but I'm going to explain that all. And also, I didn't go over too much what I did with my makeup, but honestly, I just did like a big black wing and some brown in the outer V and then some shimmer on the inner portion with my big Miami lashes and some stones. To be honest, I only put these stones on my forehead because I have a pimple up there at the moment. But I might have to actually use my phone with some different lighting just so you can kind of catch all the sparkles on this, because I feel like on camera it looks a little bit flatter than it actually is in person. It is just like so pretty. But anyways, let's get into the tutorial. So first I started with an all white mask, and I brought that home, and the idea was it has to be black in the areas where it needs depth, like in between the teeth and in the nose area right here. So I knew that my base had to be black. So first I spray painted it all black, and then after that I wanted, even if there's like a small area in between the rhinestones, to be metallic and sparkly. So basically I went through a few different paints, and eventually I wound up finding a paint that was metallic or shiny enough for me. It was difficult to find one. Alright, this is where I'm at. Basically I first used this one, and it just looked like gray. Like, it didn't really look that silver. It was almost even like see-through, and I hated that. So I went and I bought this one, and this one worked really well. So after I did the black spray paint, I did the silver acrylic paint with a sponge so that the areas that I wanted depth, like the inner crevices of the teeth, to stay black, and then the silver to be sponged on top of, and even the crevices of the texture left a little bit black. So after I had that, I did a glitter layer, and it is a shiny iridescent glitter. It is so pretty, so pretty. And once I had all of that on, I started to put on some of the edges of this bling here. So this bling, it's like a sheet of bling, and then you can cut it into strips. It's so cool. I love it so much. Quit doing diagonal. Here, thank you. So I just cut like one strip from that panel right there, and what I'm doing is I'm cutting like literally 2 stones like that with this tool, and then I'm taking the tweezers and I'm grabbing that and I'm just sticking it in areas where it's blank so that this thing is like super full with rhinestones. And then I'm using the tweezers to kind of like stick the sticky part in. And what's happening right now is I'm like running out of places to put rhinestones. So I think that I'm about done. But yeah, that's how I got rhinestones in all these little areas. Like I've just been cutting from this little strip, just like 1, 2 rhinestones, 4, whatever, and sticking it in there with tweezers. So like all throughout here, you can see that. So it's basically like a whole lot of detail work, I guess you could say. And I will post pictures of this mask from the side, from the front, and from the other side so that you can see a detailed view of it if you do want to do this. Every piece on here is the rhinestone sheet that I got, that I cut up. The little studs, the rows, and the studs on the chin piece are all beads. Well, this one is like the pieces on the chin have like prongs on it to where it's, I found it in the fabric section. You're supposed to put the prongs in the material and then fold the prongs down. These are beads. These are all rhinestones, and of course that is the sheet of rhinestones. And then this is the fabric studs. It's on the chin. And these are beads right here too, the teeth. So one of the things I didn't like about this is you can see this spot like where a string would go through in these beads here. So what I started doing was I started putting rhinestones over that spot. And of course I'm in the process of doing it. I still have to do that part right there. I have rhinestones in almost every spot. And even where there's not a rhinestone, like it's silver and sparkly. So it's like you can't even really like tell. This right here used to be on a toe ring. And I've just been kind of holding on to it for years. And it finally has its time to shine. And this right here came off of a necklace. Hello, this is Editing Cassandra, and I forgot to mention that there is actually holes behind the nose in that mask piece. And what I did was I just cut like a piece of a shirt. It was like I cut all my clothes, so that wasn't hard for me. I just went and like grabbed a black shirt and cut a piece out of it and glued that on the back of the nose holes just so it would have coverage. And you can put whatever you want to that. Obviously, I did use a hot glue gun to attach everything on the mask, and also I spent about $50 in supplies. But if I was to buy another mask, which they were $8.99 for just the mask, I would still have enough supplies for maybe 4 more masks, because you have to buy like, you know, a certain amount of beads and a certain amount of rhinestones or whatever. And this is kind of a picture of all of the supplies that I had together when I had it all out on the table. But I use rhinestones and stuff for a lot of different stuff. But if you were to buy all of the supplies, everything together would be somewhere between $50 to $60 just to make the mask. And that's if you didn't have a hot glue gun, which is like $10. I use a really cheap one. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. So this is kind of a short tutorial portion. That's kind of going to be the theme for this year. I just want to kind of have fun with what I do and not spend all of my days editing, especially since I've just spent so much time on that hour documentary that I put out. But this is so exciting for me. I had so much fun doing it. And if you guys have any questions on how I made this, where I got any of it at, please message me. Make sure to subscribe to see more Halloween videos, and no, they will not all be masks. I do have some painting ideas. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment down below and let me know what you are doing for Halloween. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. You have to do it horizontal, baby. Diagonal is not
It
going
is
to work.
horizontal.
That's
The way
diagonal.
yeah.
Okay.